Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Monday the 7th of December. And big choice again today, difficult to whittle it down, but starting off with ARC Minerals, where you can see that we've broken above this October resistance line around 3.5 pence, and also the 50-day moving average at 3.68 pence above the 50-day line on an end-of-day close basis. And we're looking towards two lines of resistance, one a July one heading for 10 pence, another one an older one from way back in July last year. So 10 pence, hopefully the target over the next 1 to 2 months while we hold above the 50-day moving average zone. At this stage, only really back below the 200-day moving average, currently at 2.84, way down there, really delaying the upside scenario. Contango, rather simpler chart, obviously not that much data here, but here we've got a situation where the shares finally broken above previous October resistance, and the longer we hold above 6 pence, the greater the chance of a move towards the top of that imagined trend channel there from the end of June up towards 10 pence, hopefully by the end of next month. Upside valid here while we hold above the floor of the channel and the 50-day moving average at 5.22 pence. Good to see Dev Clever starting to gather momentum. Not surprising given the way that we bounced above the 200-day line at 6.84 pence for most of last month, and also now the breakout. We had an end-of-week breakout through the 50-day moving average at 7.79 pence above the 50-day line, looking for 13 or 14 pence hopefully by the end of next month. That's the top of the rising trend channel from this time last year. On to Ferro-Alloy. Here we've got a situation where we've broken a line of resistance from the September peak there at 16 pence. That's running through around, I suppose, the 10 pence level now. View here is that while we're above the 50-day line at 9.5 pence, we're looking for the top of the channel and a line of resistance there from March, currently pointing at 20 pence, hopefully by the end of next month or soon after that. If you're cautious on the stock, maybe wait for further price action towards that 12-13 pence area, but the break of that line from September makes it appear that the shares are on their way. Star of the day, with the TR1s landing almost all the time, is Gunsynd. Shares up 20%, something like that. We've hit the target that we had quite a long time, actually, top of the January trend channel there at 2 pence. And now I suppose it's time to look for a higher target. I suppose the best one at the moment would be a resistance line projection drawn from those September peaks there. So that is heading towards around the 3.5 pence area. Hopefully we could see that by the end of this month, or maybe going into early January. Stop loss as far as the near term is concerned would be back below Friday's high at 1.7 pence on an end of day close basis, but while we're above the old peak at 1.48 from September, we should be well on our way, especially with today's gap to the upside, which suggests that momentum is still gathering on Gunsynd. On to one of the more popular stocks of the year, one of the winners of the year as well. It looks like it's going to end the year in that vein. What's interesting here with Novacyt, though, is the way that we've been finding multiple support points here at this September uptrend line there. That's currently running around the £7 50 area. While the longer we stay above that support line, the greater the chance of a fresh move to the upside. Bit of neckline resistance around the £8.2 level. End of day close above that would be very helpful to the cause, and to suggest that we could be heading towards not only a retest of this year's high at £12.70 intraday, but also up towards the top of the rising September trend channel, currently pointing up towards as high as £14.50, which seems remarkable. If you're cautious on the stock, maybe you'd wait not only for an end of day close through £8.02, but maybe above the 50-day moving average there at £8.31. But I think £8 plus should do the trick, and obviously for early arrivals on this dip, £7.50 plus is all in bullish mode. Less high-profile stock is next. Pembridge. Here, what's looking exciting is the way that we've had not only the break of that October resistance line around let's call it 4 pence, so that was the first signal, then breaking the 200-day line around 4 1/4, second signal last month. Bouncing off the 200-day line this month has been another continuation signal, and then the V-shaped bull flag that we've got at the moment, looking very healthy. All that you're waiting for now, if you are cautious, would be an end-of-day close above 5.8 pence, which looks like we'll get today. That was the November intraday peak, and above that, the top of the rising trend channel from back in March up towards 10 pence could be seen as soon as the end of next month, maybe even the end of this month, given the way the shares are moving. Lots of incessant interest in Rambler, and just worth looking at the chart at the moment. Here we've got the shares still trading either side of the 20-day moving average. That's around 0.27. So end of day close above that, hopefully today, tomorrow, early this week, and we could get a move back towards resistance on the way down, early November resistance at 0.4 pence, and that's valid while we hold above the initial December support at 0.23 pence. Another active situation today, which is worth checking out, is Toople. Here we've had a bounce off this uptrend line from August, and also obviously recent support at 0.1 pence, so that looks pretty well set in stone now. We've tested that 4 or 5 times. The longer we stay above 0.1 pence, the greater the chance of a retest of October resistance towards 0.17 pence. Big target here over the next 1 to 2 months as high as 0.24, which is the top of that rising February trend channel. If you're cautious on the shares, maybe you'd wait for an end of day close above the rising 50-day moving average at 0.12 pence. But as I said, it looks as though enough work has been done here, especially with the bullish divergence in the RSI window and the way that the 200-day moving average at 0.07 pence is starting to rise. On to Wishbone Gold, which seems to be resuming its recent recovery. We've got a rising trend channel there based around the 9 pence level. Nice rebound today so far. Just looking for an end of day close above the 20-day moving average around 10.5 pence. We can get that early this week, then it's up to the top of the channel from August as high as 16 pence, hopefully by the end of this month. Xtract Resources joining some of the mining movers at the moment. What's very interesting here and quite intriguing is the way that we had the gap higher last week through the 1.2 pence level and also through the 200-day moving average, and that's why it's technically significant. Current situation is we've had multiple intraday support at 1.2 pence, which is pretty impressive with a gap. Normally a market tries to fill a gap, but this one hasn't been able to trade below the top of the gap, so that's a pretty good technical signal. And the longer we remain above 1.2 pence, the greater the chance of not only 1.5 pence resistance post-September, but also retesting the September peak itself towards 2 1/4 pence. Big target here over the next 1 to 2 months up to 2.5, which is the top of the rising trend channel from the latter part of last year back in October. So let's see how that finally plays itself out. Finishing off with the stock which has rather less charting furniture to look at, but still looks quite intriguing. Here we've got Zephyr Energy, and sometimes the short charts are even more easy to work out than the longer dated ones. Here we've comprehensively broken that line of resistance from September, also broken above the 50-day moving average at 0.64. The upside here could be as high as that August resistance line there, currently pointing at 1.5 pence. Hopefully as soon as the end of this month, maybe going into January. Upside valid while we hold above the 50-day moving average and the broken September resistance line at 0.64. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.